Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Big Think Mailbag. I'm your host, Dan Video Games, and we've got all the Kino boys today. Hey, Bob, how's it going?
Oh, you know, I'm thinking pretty big.
There are two people attached to us via the internet. Do you know their names?
Yes, I got this. KZ from kzexcellent.com and Mr. Feel from Mr. Feel's Wild Ride on Twitter.
Wild Wild West.
Some call me Dr. Feel.
I thought they called you Dr. Loveless. So are we watching Wild Wild West for curse content? This is an actual question right now among four friends.
I want to watch that. I'll 100% watch Wild Wild West. I like that movie.
Wild Wild West is my good burger, where I rewatched it at some point and I went, wait a fucking second, this is good.
Yeah, it's like, this movie's terrible. What the fuck, Will Smith? And then you watch it and like, what the fuck's wrong with this movie?
I was like, this movie makes no physical fucking sense, but it's great.
It has some really weird green screen shots, if I remember right.
Oh, yeah.
We got that in... Look, any movie where we get an incredible Will Smith rap song.
Uh-huh. It's always worth it.
Except for Men in Black. Well, actually, yeah, I feel like Men in Black 2 really didn't have a good Will Smith song, did it?
No, I don't think it did. I think they should have just reused the original one.
No, I think they tried to make a new one, but kind of like that second Kingdom Hearts theme, most people just didn't attach at all. Besides, him doing a rap for his movies was old hat by then. But enough pre-game talk. Let's get down to these questions. We got a lot here, so we're going to get into it. This one's from Ill Warning. Hello, Large Ponder Universe crew. I am an executive from Electronics Arts. And I have a proposition for you all. We've heard tell of your gigabrains and spicy takes, and to be perfectly honest, we're all out of options. Anthem is a flop, and we just don't know what to do with it. Our best strategies have failed us, so we're appealing to you, the famed brains with the biggest power numbers. How would you, given functionally infinite time and resources, fix, improve, or salvage Anthem? Unfortunately, give it more time before release is no longer an option. We at EA eagerly await your brainiest of responses, so we have to save the shuttle that has already taken off. We're at NASA HQ. We're trying to talk these astronauts through saving the shuttle. And we're trying to get them to land back home. We're trying to land Anthem, gentlemen. KZ, I need to know what your idea is.
Oh, this is bad. This isn't like a normal question where they're like, all right, you could set this up so it comes out looking great. It's fucked.
But you're going to save it. You're going to bring it back from beyond the pale.
I would do something with the game to make it so that you can change your gear and various stuff without there being a loading screen. We need to change that. We need to move heaven and earth to do that.
What is your marketing plan for this new change your equipment easily update? What do you call the update? Is the trailer coming out sometime soon? Is there an apology video? Are you gonna borrow Jeff from the Overwatch team?
Okay, now we have to think about this, right? How are you gonna market? How are you gonna make it work within the confines of EA?
Right.
So this new way to do it is something you level up and obtain.
Oh,
No.
that's somehow more offensive.
It'll be a special thing you can enable, but it's only if you grind all of the endgame content 35 times. And once you've done that, you unlock a special sigil. And when you activate it, you can then equip using a menu that doesn't require loading.
This is the worst thing since Dawn of Sorrow made me play it through twice completely to get every soul, because by the time I was done getting every soul in the second playthrough, I had spent exactly one whole playthrough pissed off.
I don't think KZ understood the question.
Right, he's making it worse. I understood the question, but since EA brought me in, they hired me, so my brain matter went away.
Oh.
It was role play. KZ is what you would call an actor. But Mr. Feel, can you help us save this ship?
Now, this is impossible because EA is filled with incompetent people, and not only incompetent people, but arrogantly incompetent people.
Yes, but this Mailbag podcast is the Jerry Bruckheimer films of Mailbag podcasts. This looks impossible, but you're gonna fucking do it. You're gonna save it.
Step 1, hold the L.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Stop being cute. Don't make chocolate bars with your bad Metascore like, haha, we don't care that our game is bad.
God.
Haha, person who bought our game. We don't care at all.
Real quick, before we move on from that one point, I want to make that worse for everyone who's thinking about it now. For those who don't know, they printed a 62 cacao label on chocolate bars or whatever, right? Contracts are constantly written up where if your game doesn't get a certain Metacritic score, you get worse royalties, you don't get bonuses, you don't get all the sorts of shit. So making chocolate for people who have ruined their lives to eat that says, hey, you're not getting that bonus is so fucked.
Yeah, it's vile. It's completely reprehensible.
It's disgusting.
Step 2, say, hold the L, say, there's a lot of problem with Anthem. We're going to fix them. We got a roadmap. Step 2, give everyone who actually bought your bad game like $40 of premium currency.
Okay, I thought you were going to go DLC thing where it's like, okay,
like that,
you get a season free.
Premium currency costs them nothing. It's
true.
All fiction.
Yes.
None of it's real. Skins are $20 anyway, so you're giving them 2 skins.
That's
not exactly
gross.
a huge amount of not exactly a huge amount of value to begin with, but people will see $40 and their brains will shut off.
Fair.
Then, once you have the game up to acceptable, you tie it into Mass Effect.
Oh no.
Now you tell them to do it. It's gross.
Okay, so step 1 was take the L. Step 2, get it to acceptable somehow. Step 3, tie it into Mass Effect. What do you think step 2, what's the key features of step 2?
Fix the fucking loading. I don't care what you have to do. Rip chunks of that game out if you have to.
Kill it if you must.
Some people have spent more time in loading than just playing normally. At that point, the game's dead.
Yeah, at that point, the game's just fucked.
And I have no idea if this is real, but I saw somebody posting like a ticket response, which is, have you considered getting a solid state drive?
But on PC or console?
On PC, which still isn't the answer. Maybe if it was another game, but it isn't the answer for Anthem.
It's not the answer for Anthem. That's we can agree. Bob, do you have a step plan? Do you have ideas?
I mean, I don't have a full plan set out like that. I feel like they really need a figurehead to get out there and be the face of Anthem.
A monarch of L's.
Good lord, who draws the short straw on that one?
Yeah, no, it's rough. They need
Peter
someone
Molyneux is dragged kicking and screaming out of the sports division.
Oh my god.
Peter Moore.
Sorry. Peter Molyneux's currently in hiding.
Yes.
Although Peter Molyneux would work, he'd be like, he lied about everything. He lied about every single feature of our game.
And yet
We
somehow
couldn't
people
stop him.
kept buying it, so yeah, I guess he would work.
He's the one who said Bob Dylan of video games.
Whatever that means.
Whatever that means.
But yeah, other than that, like getting someone out there who's like every week saying, this is what we're doing. We're really trying to help. We want this to work. We want to support this game, and it's important to us.
Okay.
And obviously, like they're saying, the load times,
Technical
the
problems.
menus need to be fixed. Like they need to have some way to do that. It needs a full-on Final Fantasy 14 style reboot. But even that took them like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
That it took them multiple years and ate up all development funds for the entire company for like 3 years, which is why there's 3 Final Fantasy 13s.
Yep, and I don't think EA is willing to do it.
They also continued to update 14 for a little while. While they were doing that, mainly to put the story in a place where they could explain it as well.
That helped. Okay, Bob, so that's your solution?
Yeah, just
okay.
do something while you're working on that.
Okay. These are all good plans, but they're the wrong answer. The correct answer.
Oh no.
you're going to solve the loading problem the worst way possible. You're going to do a giant visual downgrade to the entire game. They're going to wish it took longer to load because there's going to be pop-in. Everything's going to be hideous. That's step 1. Now no one can own you over loading. Step 2, tie in with Golden Corral.
No, that'll be good.
So we're going to do a tie-in with Golden Corral. Just do a thing. Giant Anthem posters at an all-you-can-eat buffet all across the American South. You're gonna promote Anthem there because those people will eat anything up.
What are you trying to say? I think Golden Corral's all right.
No, it isn't. Fuck you. Okay, no, I
fine.
Golden Corral. Like every couple of years,
Oh no.
Golden Corral sends everybody like, come see the new improved Golden Corral. And every single time my parents go, and most of the time they drag me.
Dude, Golden Corral is like a slightly higher class Bob Evans.
Golden
I
Corral
think Bob
is,
Evans might be above it.
Golden Corral is our slightly better than Barn Hills because Barn Hills is fucking gone.
Yeah, it was like Barn Hills went out of business. They were so bad.
They got put out of business by Golden Corral being ever so slightly better.
You are blowing my fucking mind. I loved Barn Hills. It was pretty great over there.
Yeah, no, it's gone.
I went there a total of 3 times.
But Dan, I like how your first suggestion was make it look like a BioWare game.
Right? I was like, hey, you remember that? I'm nostalgic.
I'm gonna I have to make a correction. I apologize. You said Golden Corral. I was thinking of Cracker Barrel.
Oh.
Okay, that explains a lot.
Cracker Barrel's delicious. Cracker Barrel is a fine eatery. Any place where you get green beans and you take a bite of it and get an entire half of a pig in the bite of green beans is a good restaurant.
Bob, you have to make a choice right here, right now.
What's up?
Would you rather go to a Cracker Barrel or a Po Folks?
Cracker Barrel.
Okay.
I haven't even eaten at a Cracker Barrel, but I've eaten at a Po Folks and no.
Perfect. Okay.
Not again.
He's like, I'll take this gamble.
That's valid decision
Cracker
making.
Barrel is where you go if you want to order pancakes and they're like the size of the plate.
Yeah.
That sounds great. There's nothing like that at Po Folks. You get mediocre chicken or I don't know what else.
You get so you get chicken and dumplings that is so bad it makes you remember how they used to be mediocre, and you look back on those as the halcyon days of your youth. When they had mediocre chicken and dumplings. They also have that IQ peg test, where you take the pegs and you try to move them all from the pegboard. You got to move the jumps.
Wow, this place does not look good.
Googling it.
Hold on. I'm Googling this. How do you spell this?
It's P-O, folks.
Folks. Like old folks home. Po folks.
Isn't their mascot a possum or something?
Online.
I think their mascot's a possum now, yeah. See, I like this tone for this podcast. This is why Mailbag as a separate podcast is great.
Anything else that could do?
Oh yeah,
honestly,
I see Niceville. Oh, there it is. Okay, it fucks me up that Niceville's the only one that has an order online button.
Bob, we're cutting edge.
Yes.
That's gonna be Dan. That's gonna be Dan's next editing fuel.
It even says it in the banner. Order online. Niceville only. Look at the top of the website.
This is a local thing. I thought this was a chain.
This is fucking... No, I said it because I was 50% sure it was local only.
No, it's in like 8 cities.
Oh, wow. I'm shocked it's that many.
Even their carefully taken photos of their food looks unpleasant.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Let me... I'm sure it just looks... Yeah, okay,
Thank you for delivering this.
You're welcome. Oh, Lord. Yeah, no, it's...
Meanwhile, everything at Cracker Barrel will give you a heart attack, but it all is delicious.
Yeah, it's all delicious, which is a completely different situation. I'm seeing that available only at Niceville location.
And then on the way
killing
out,
me.
after you pay your bill at the Cracker Barrel, you can get a rocking chair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That way you can be like, oh...
The funniest thing, I've been in the Cracker Barrel gift shop, but I haven't actually eaten there.
Was that because we were going there for Cheerwine?
Yeah, I was looking for Cheerwine.
Yeah, they carried Cheerwine before we had a distributor in this region, so we used to go there for glass bottle Cheerwine.
What the fuck is Cheerwine?
Oh, Cheerwine's real good.
That shows that we have not been on top of our Cheerwine
Yeah, our
ambassador
Cheerwine
duties, Dan.
shilling duties have gone undone.
You had to focus on the OLED.
That's true.
It's the South's unique cherry soft drink.
Yes, it is a black cherry cola. It is unbelievably good. Because I don't even like cherry cola that much, but it has a really good combination of sweetness and carbonation and cherry flavor. It's really good. It's a very well balanced drink. We are stupid for Cheerwine. We have a GigaBoots Eats where we just drink the Cheerwine special flavors. What was it? They had a Krispy Kreme flavored Cheerwine, you guys.
Yeah, that was good.
Oh.
That sort of thing where you take a sip and you go, yeah, that tastes like donut icing.
This is
They
probably
make
terrible.
grillin' sauce.
They do. It became.
So is that it? Is that how we're gonna save BioWare with this
With
delicious drink?
Suzerain,
Yeah, we're gonna do
Cooking.
we're gonna do the Golden Corral crossover, and then after we're done with that, we're gonna cross over with Cheerwine.
You make you retool the game to be the darkened skies of Cheerwine.
See, the best part of that is the Cheerwine slogan is what is it, Bob? Drink.
I don't remember.
Oh, it's like be legendary. It sounds so much like
Become
Destiny.
Legend. We were talking
It
about how
sounds
Destiny
so much
and it
like
tied
Destiny. It fucking kills me. Oh, I think they changed it,
In. No,
Bob.
it's on that bottle. Let's just go up a little more.
Is it?
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm not seeing it.
There it is.
There we go. Drink legend.
That's incredible.
So you do the crossover, and you can then be like Anthem, drink legend, or Anthem X Cheerwine, drink legend, become legend. And since Activision doesn't own Destiny, ain't nobody gonna stop you,
I was gonna say we've all come up with good
Bungie
ideas
can't
for
afford
this.
to sue.
right? No, they're. I mean, they've
Yes,
got.
they can. They got millions of dollars from China.
Yeah, they've got it. But do you think they want to sue someone over Destiny right now? They're probably like, "Hey, we got out with Destiny. Let's not stir up any hornets' nests." Okay, we've got another question here from Mac. He says, "Hey there, Turbo Brains and Bob." Oh.
Bob has to pass a few more courses before his brain is turbo.
I was wondering what each of your favorite Sonic series games are, and more importantly, what you consider to be the best soundtracks in the series. Thanks for the podcast, boys. Okay.
Mania.
Mania is really good, but there's a certain, and I'm not saying this ironically, there's a weird ineffable quality, a certain je ne sais quoi that is missing from Mania that's in 2 and 3. And I think it's the part where those have wholly original levels to them and Mania revisits stuff. I think if they made a Mania that was all original levels, I would feel as strongly for it as I do Sonic 2 and 3. Because I do love the new zones in Mania. I love Studiopolis. I love the desert zone. Those are really good places. And I even love Press Gardens, even though it's one of the weaker levels. I really like its...
Press Garden's really cool aesthetically.
Yeah, it's really cool aesthetically, and I really like the conveyor belt.
I forgot that level existed.
Yeah,
That's how...
it's easy to forget it exists, especially since Act 1 and Act 2 are completely different mechanically, where Act 2 gets into freezing mechanics and ice blocks breaking through walls.
My brain hung up for a second and I started thinking of Sonic after the sequel levels.
What are you doing?
Where it's like a technology tree and sugar beach
Yeah.
What? Okay.
Look, Bob,
and
we've
Moon
been
Mansion.
as remiss in our Cheerwine shilling duties as we have been in our Sonic fan mod playing duties.
I guess.
We're gonna have to double up on both. I'm gonna have to get to that.
The guy
Kate-
went on and made an actual game after his 3 Sonic fan games, which I downloaded and then immediately returned because I didn't like it.
Which one is that? Is that the Jester thing?
Yeah, Spark the Electric Jester.
Still haven't tried it.
I played a demo. That was
I'm
it.
interested, but I haven't gotten around to it. I think it's funny that we're now getting to an era with these Sonic fan games where people are making fan games based on the 3D ones. Like, that fucking blows my mind, and I love it. I love people being like, nah, this is good, Sonic. They don't make them like this anymore, and it's just a giant, 6-lane, 8-lane highway of terrain that Sonic runs down and grabs rings. So is Mania your answer to both questions there, Phil? The soundtrack
No,
and
the soundtrack. I'm gonna take the controversial stance. And
Knuckles
say,
Chaotix.
I fucking adore all the lame, but stupid, cheesy vocal tracks in Sonic Adventure 2.
Yeah, no, it's good. Amy's theme, which is either from 1 or 2, is hilarious and enjoyable.
So is Tails is really bizarrely catchy.
So I don't think anyone's gonna debate you on Pumpkin Hill.
And then you have weird butt rock Eggman's theme.
Yeah, it's something.
And then Sonic's, which is almost like an anime insert song.
Yeah, it is.
In fact, I think they use it as one during one of the cutscenes.
KZ, what are your choices? Favorite Sonic games and soundtrack?
I didn't grow up with Sonic for a good amount of time, so I ended up liking the boost-related Sonics the most.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to games, I liked Generations. I liked Unleashed with a lot of reservations.
Yep, that's my
37 asterisks.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Have you ever real
but
quick?
I'd say that Generations is probably the one that I revisit and enjoy the most. When it comes to soundtracks, I think Mania's is really good, even if I don't really care for that style of Sonic game that much. I think the soundtrack is incredible. And out of recent Sonic games, I think Unleashed might have my favorite soundtrack because it has the most songs I remember from it. I remember liking quite a few of them.
I own multiple of those songs on iTunes, so I can set them as alarms. It's good music. It's just fucking good music. Real quick, did you ever play the Unleashed on Wii?
I did not. I played the 360 PS3.
So during the last Sonic month we did, which I believe was 2013, September, we checked out the Wii version because it was like, oh, we need to be comprehensive. We need to do everything.
You do.
The Wii version's better.
Yeah, I've heard that take a lot, that it's just a better game.
It's fucking weird. I feel
like
that.
I'd like it less because it doesn't have all the little shit and aesthetical shit that make me like Unleashed.
Possibly. I mean, I do get where you're coming from, where there's the ice cream shop and all that other small detail stuff that looks nice and feels good.
And the game looks so stunningly gorgeous for that gen.
Yeah, I
runs
mean,
like shit, but it looks really good.
The Wii one honestly still looks really good. You know, the weirdest part is that the part that runs the worst, if I'm remembering correctly, is the werewolf part or werehog part, not even the running.
Because they have way more enemies than the.
Yeah, it has a shitload of enemies and then the fur shader.
All I'm saying is, Sega, port that game to PC so fans can rip out the metal system and half the werehog levels.
Right. Just port it to PC so that way the fans can rest. Like, they're worse than me trying to set up a pixel perfect output on a fucking retro console.
All those levels are in the PC version of Generations now.
Yeah. No, they do a lot of work.
That's existed for years.
Bob, do you have an answer?
Yeah. I actually, for 3D Sonic Adventure 2.
Okay.
Easily.
Yeah.
Wait.
Battle or original?
Battle. God,
okay.
Come on.
Just gotta check.
Yeah, I mean, who
owned a Dreamcast?
We do.
But did you then?
I wish I did. I was a fucking huge Sega fanboy. I wanted a Saturn. But no, dude, Dude, I had a fucking Sega CD.
Mommy, I want an L for Christmas.
And she's like, sorry, son, I just can't let you get beat up on the fucking playground like that. I gotta buy you a PS1 so you grow up to be a Chad.
But yeah, as far as the 2D Sonics go,
yeah, just imagine little Dan being, all the kids are talking about FF7. Dan's like, I have Tear Ring Saga.
No, dude. Sega Saturn has Panzer Dragoon that has dragons in it that shoot lasers. I wouldn't give a shit what those other kids said. I had a game where a dragon shot lasers. Panzer Dragoon Orta is also dope as shit. Have either of you ever played a Panzer Dragoon game? I'm just curious.
No. I played Lair. Okay. Does that count?
No,
Lair's fucking trash. I'm really saddened by that because
I played Lair.
They hyped me.
I didn't even actually play Lair. I just wanted to say that.
Dude, it's a It's a trip. So as I've mentioned numerous times on these podcasts, we used to be deep in the closet Sony fanboys. Well, I guess we weren't in the closet. We were out in the streets, but we were sitting there banging that drum.
Couldn't afford houses.
We were banging out in the streets, not living on the streets.
Well, we bought those systems, so yeah, we were out of our houses.
Yeah, we couldn't afford anything. We bought a $600 PS3.
$599.
We had a friend who was actually a little bit more sick than the rest of us. He was a bit more uncompromising. It took years for him to admit Lair was a bad game. He just eyes full of tears. He was just like, "No, it's good. It's good. It's good, you guys. Look, you can use remote play on the PSP and use an actual analog stick to move the dragon." Because KZ may not know, you can't move the dragon with buttons and sticks, KZ. You have to use the motion controls.
They updated it later to fix that, but
much later.
At launch.
Like 2 fucking years.
Is Lair a game where you move a dragon with the 6-axis?
Yes.
Lair is a game made by the people who made Rogue Squadron, where you pilot a dragon on a level that runs at 20 frames per second and looks like an anus, and you have to do everything: aerial flight, and ground combat with the fucking motion controls.
Why? They made Rogue Squadron.
I don't.
They're good. I like Factor 5.
I like Factor 5. I like Rogue Squadron. I like Dragons. And then that game came out, and I was like, maybe I don't like any of these.
Rogue Squadron was like my first N64 game.
Yeah, Rogue Squadron was my launch GameCube game. Like Rogue Squadron 2. That game's incredible. Ugh. But yeah, in any case, sorry, Bob, you were trying to finish answering.
Yeah, and then I have a hard time choosing between Sonic 3 and Sonic Mania. I think I probably would go with Mania for now. I need to play 3 more to confirm it.
Okay.
But for soundtrack, definitely Sonic 3. That one's really good. Which I know is a plain Jane pick, but here I am.
It's fine. It's fine. So because he pluralized, I'm gonna cheat. My favorite Sonic games, Tails Adventure on the Game Gear, which is a really good Metroidvania. Has really great music, like really, really good music, and it's pretty nice. It's sort of like the Gargoyles Quest games. If you guys have ever played that, it's Sega's answer to that, and it was actually really good, and I'm shocked that they never made another Tails solo game after that.
I played Demon's Crest.
Yeah, Demon's Crest is the second Gargoyles Quest game. So
I remember it was related in some way.
See, it's like that, but you play as Tails, and your main weapon is throwing fucking bombs at people.
Is it just as hard?
No, it's not completely cheesecake, but it is pretty easy, which is nice. Also, kind of like Gargoyles Quest or Demon's Crest, in your case, you do find pickups that expand your health bar and stuff. So eventually, Tails is running around with like 99 rings as his health bar. It's pretty good. So I'm going to say that in Sonic 2 because there's just some quality to Sonic 2 that I feel is lacking in 3. And it's, I think I can put my finger on it, Bob. It's, it doesn't have Blue Sphere. Fuck Blue Sphere. That is a trash mini game.
Yeah, Sonic Mania's kind of showing me the light on that of like, no.
Bob's like, it's really fucking unfortunate.
So Blue Sphere is fun until they're like, what if you did it 5,000 times?
No, Bob. This is like when Xeon was like, I don't mind the combat in Lords of Shadow until the DLC came out and made him engage with it. That Blue Sphere was always bad. Sonic Mania woke your ass up.
I think Blue Sphere is quite an enjoyable minigame.
Blue Sphere's fucking trash.
I do it every single time I get it in Sonic Mania.
I do it every single time I get it in Sonic Mania 2, but I grip my teeth and I say curse words under my breath.
I enjoy learning all the little tricks, like jumping through the red spheres if you have really good timing.
So have you?
I liked the thing with the saucer more.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, because it's a version of the Sonic CD minigame that isn't fucking shit. Because you guys probably haven't played the Sonic CD minigame.
No, that would involve playing Sonic CD, which I try not to make a habit of.
Yeah, don't. Somebody's gonna get upset over that comment, but you know what? Okay, you know what? This is great. I'm never gonna have this opportunity again. I had a fucking Sega CD. I was there when that game was relevant. It was never the best Sonic game. You're all fucking hipster liars.
I have an entire theory on that I call the Sonic CD theory, where if a game franchise has a game that people didn't play because it was on weird hardware, it gets the reputation as being the best one because so few people played it.
Yeah.
And usually it sucks.
Yeah, and that's what I learned throughout my high school days, high school years, as more and more people came out and they were like, "Yeah, Sonic CD's the best," and I'm like, "No, it was cool how it had real ass music and that Robotnik theme is terrifying, but it is not the best Sonic game. You people are fucking crazy." But real quick, and then I'm gonna.
We had 3 levels per level and they were all bad.
Yeah. Real quick, the minigame in Sonic CD, they tried to do a Mode 7 thing, kind of like Pilot Wings and F-Zero. But the Sega CD couldn't do it well, so it runs at like 10 frames per second, if even. It controls like a dump truck, and it is pretty similar to the Sonic Mania minigame, where you're chasing UFOs. It's just bad. As for favorite music, I honestly think the music in Sonic 3 is the best in the series. I do really love the Sonic Mania music, though. But there's just something about Hydro City Zone and a lot of the other music that's really good, which makes it even more enjoyable that, like, Ice Cap Zone is a song by a band called The Jetsons, which you can go listen to. It's just straight up that song. And the Knuckles theme ended up in a Michael Jackson song, and the credits theme for Sonic 3 is another Michael Jackson song. It's fucking really great having 2 versions of those to listen to. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna go with. Sonic 3 and Sonic Mania tie for music. Tails Adventure and Sonic 2 tie for best Sonic game. And if any person writes in defending Sonic Spinball, we'll just block your email address. And what was it? Bob, you were around me when I was watching it. Was it a gaming historian video where he was reviewing the Game Gear Sonic games, where he goes, "This isn't as good as the Genesis version, which runs really smooth." And I'm like, no, the Genesis version of Sonic Spinball is a tire fire coded in C. It's coded in C in 4 months. That game was made in like 4 or 6 months and runs at 15 frames per second.
Yeah, I was about to say, doesn't Sonic Spinball explicitly run at 15 frames per second?
Yeah, it's what we in the industry call gutter trash. Moving on. Also, I would have taken
only 75% as good as Ocarina.
I would have taken Mean Bean Machine for best soundtrack. I'm just kidding. Let's move on. Green Gale Productions says, "Sup, Gigabrained Gigabros. My question for the week is, what are all your guilty pleasure games? You know, games that everybody else would probably punch you for liking. And no, the bouncer doesn't count. Why doesn't it count?"
Because we don't need to fucking talk about it.
KZ's about to live it.
Don't worry about it. I'm gonna let Bob go first on this. Bob.
All right. I feel
It's like I don't have one yet, Bob.
I was robbed.
Even the Dynasty Warriors, like the whole series, probably people would consider it like not great.
Yeah.
So I feel like that could qualify as a guilty pleasure of mine. Like I know that they're rough in some areas and not perfectly made or anything, but I have a lot of fun with them.
Dynasty Warriors or just Warriors games?
The Warriors games in general, like all of them.
Okay.
The broad term.
Got it.
That Onichambara, I have a lot of fun with those sometimes. Like they're kind of.
Yeah, I liked the most recent one on PS4.
Yeah, that was
I was like,
surprisingly
wow,
deep.
you have a lot of stuff.
And it's like that was a whole game for once, because I feel like the earlier ones weren't as fleshed out.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You could like grind and keep unlocking new moves and stuff, and I enjoyed doing that in some of the earlier ones, but they definitely didn't feel near as
Everyone
complete.
gives their answer, and I'm like, Gal Gun.
and I mean, I also like Senran Kagura, which is another one just kind of simplistic. I haven't even played the newest one, so I'm not into them as much as I used to be.
Isn't the newest one a pinball game?
No, the newest one's actually a full remake
so
of the first game.
They have a new, just normal one.
Yeah, new normal
Was that the one that got delayed because Sony said you need to cut this shit out of this version?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sony said, we're we're doing some weird shit now. Nintendo isn't doing it, but we are. So
I
cut
know. How fucking weird.
which made Tom quit Xseed because he became disillusioned.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think that's a really weird stance for Sony, but I don't even want to begin to talk about that topic because I'm not cognizant of what was in there and what got it delayed and et cetera, so I'm nowhere near qualified to talk about it. I just think it's a really weird stance for Sony to take because they've never, ever been like that. Phil, what are your games?
Does it count if you don't play them and don't buy them, but still try to get other people to play them?
Well,
In that case, your guilty pleasure game would be being an asshole.
He's not guilty over it.
Let's see. I guess I would just have to say the general trend of like trashy JRPGs. Like I really liked Akiba's Trip. And if I had infinite amounts of time, I would probably buy and play Akiba's Beat.
Yeah, Akiba's Beat is a really different game.
yeah, surprisingly.
And I'm probably going to buy and play Caligula Effect.
I've been seeing some stuff about that. It looks actually kind of cool.
Do you play as a horse governor? Like what the fuck do you do in that?
It's like you're like students in a high school, but it's in like a cyber zone.
Okay.
And they want to escape the cyber zone, but it's ruled by AI that are idols and want to keep them in the cyber zone.
Japanese developed game or 90s TV show?
But it has pretty good character designs.
Okay. KZ.
If it's a cool game based on an action anime, it's probably that. Like, I have no problem playing, like, Dragon Ball Xenoverse, for example, and stuff like that, which I see people trash on regularly. Not Jump Force, though. That looks like a nightmare.
People really hate on Xenoverse for some reason, and I really don't understand why.
It's fucking trash.
Yeah, it is
but whatever.
bad.
So's every Dragon Ball game.
Look,
fighters.
before fucking Jump Force, Xenoverse was the lowest bar.
I put like 70 hours into the first Xenoverse. Don't ask me why.
No, I wasn't. Anything else, Casey?
No, that should be about it.
Okay. I have no guilty pleasure games. I have no shame. I own every Tony Hawk game. I enjoy rhythm games and will stream them.
I own every Tony Hawk
Dan,
game.
Multiple Tony Hawk games got 10 out of 10s from like everywhere.
Yeah, but some of them are also Project 8, which runs like a dumpster truck.
Still a good game.
Yeah, no, Project 8 is the fucking gold bar. We just need to fucking make it run right. Like, if that could have gotten back compat on the Xbox One before Activision lost that license, holy shit. I would really like it if someone could figure out a way to hack that emulator to fucking run that game, because I need that. But yeah, no, I don't really. Bob, do you have anything where you're like, Dan should be ashamed of this game? Because I don't do idle games. That's Eric's thing. We should have had Eric on for this.
Why
this
was
is an
Duke
Eric
Nukem
question.
shaming you?
Because he's toxic like that. Was that
Right?
not obvious?
I can't think of something offhand.
Yeah, I like Senran Kagura.
I play real manly games like Skyrim and Call of Duty. Shake it, gamers.
Dad doesn't have time for a guilty pleasure game, it seems like.
Thanks, Todd Howard.
I can't even think of a game I would play that would be a guilty pleasure.
I'm not even guilty for mine. I just picked which one I think people like the least.
Yeah, that they would be like.
Castlevania The Adventure is Dan's guilty pleasure game.
No, there was no
Well,
pleasure
shut up
there.
about it.
There was no pleasure there. I wanted to snap that controller in half. That is.
Maybe you're just bad at the game.
KZ. Don't make me make you play that game. All I have to do is utter his name and he'll appear from the ether with $300.
I know. He never leaves.
Okay, we'll move on. Mardito says, "Hey there, Giga Boys." I guess the others are not involved. Hope you've all been having a great week. My Valentine's Day was made far more enjoyable thanks to the boys at Team Cherry dropping the trailer for Hollow Knight Silk Song. Didn't find out about Hollow Knight until a while after it dropped and bought it on a whim and completely fell in love with it. Proof that Amy Hennig's comment that making a good single-player game requires millions of dollars is utter dog shit. Question: what's your personal favorite Kickstarter game other than Mighty Number 9? Yeah, even if it doesn't actually come out, just based on the demo from last year, Bloodstain. Also, we got that spin-off Bloodstain game just from that same Kickstarter. So there you go. You got a game that shipped and a demo for a thing that was unreal how good it was. And no one will appreciate it.
We got a really great demo and a 7.
A 7.
A 7 by a normal scale. A 10 bar for by Inti Create standards.
Exactly. I was like, a 7. But also Inti Create's best game ever. Bob, what's your answer?
I'm gonna go with one that's already out just because I feel like that's more rational. Like, I guess it's not irrational to choose something that's not out yet. I just
Are you saying I'm irrational, Bob?
I'm just saying.
Bob's gonna be like, Dan's being emotional. I'm a man and I think objectively.
Yeah, this is my objectively right choice here.
In this video essay.
I actually really like Shantae Half Genie Hero. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, Shantae HGH is real good.
I feel like that's the best one I kickstarted. I really liked Shovel Knight, but I didn't participate in the Kickstarter for that.
Was it because Ego Raptor scared you away? He was like, "This game's good," and you're like,
Who scared me away?
Ego Raptor.
Oh no, I just didn't find out about it until after the Kickstarter ended.
Oh, okay, yeah, he did some pre-launch like during the crowdfunding.
Gotcha.
Videos and stuff, which I honestly, just showing off the game is nice. So I'm glad he got more people to find out about it.
Yeah, and then of course the Skullgirls extra stuff was
well, that was
great.
Indiegogo. That's the only reason I didn't say that.
Different
but you know what? Fuck it. Yeah, we're both going with Skullgirls DLC. That's the best game. It's got Squiggly
and Robo Fortune.
Squiggly's giving Kyrie a run for her money, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, their asses are large.
Thank you, KZ. You need to break it down for the audience. Thank you. Anything else, Bob?
No, those are really the big ones. And of course, Indivisible's gonna be great, but another one's not out yet.
Yeah, Indivisible is gonna be really good. KZ.
Well, Dan, I was thinking about what Kickstarters were actually finished that I enjoyed, and I really liked FTL Faster Than Light.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the roguelite, like going through space, taking down different ships, dying constantly, failing to even get to the end. I got into it really hard.
That
for
reminded
like a
me
good couple of months.
Of like a Star Trek game I played on DOS back in the day.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, it never seemed like it was for me, but I hear nothing but constant praise for that game, so...
Didn't the guy who made it go on to make something else? I thought there was another thing kind of like
Into the
that.
Breach, I believe?
Into the Breach, yeah. Movie Suit.
Well, it's definitely not the Homestuck game that I paid $255 to.
Who is he? Calls himself out.
Does it have to be a game we personally backed?
No.
No, I didn't back that game. I just picked it up later.
I would argue that the best two Kickstarter games that are out, not counting Bloodstained, don't have an aneurysm, Dan.
It's fine.
Would be Shovel Knight and A Hat in Time.
I can see that. Okay. Yeah.
I forgot the Hat in Time was even a Kickstarter.
Yeah, I thought Hat in Time was fun.
A Hat in Time is what Ukulele probably should have
That's
been.
what it looked like, yeah.
And Shovel Knight is... somehow they made 3 great games and are making 4, and they're all Shovel Knight.
Going back to that guilty pleasure question, I just want to say, at a certain point, you've played Mario 64 enough times where you should be ashamed of it. So Mario 64 is my guilty pleasure game.
I should have made Devil May Cry 2 my guilty pleasure game, even though I don't even like it.
You're like,
No,
I fucking hate
Castlevania
this game.
64 is your guilty pleasure game.
Bob
I'm
has
just like,
never,
I love the nitroglycerin.
Bob has never used the word pleasure anywhere near Castlevania 64.
Oh, my favorite part of Castlevania 64 is if you buy too many items, the shopkeeper becomes a boss and he's like death but harder.
God damn it. That's terrible.
It's so raw.
It is.
Okay. I'm gonna move on now. We have an email from Burger King Saber.
That is the Saber Says Twitter account.
Any particular type of fast food you prefer? Also tell Creed I said hi.
I hope he listens because I'm not going to go out of my way to tell him that.
I ain't telling him shit. That guy plays Zelda.
You'll just like all his tweets for like a week to drive him insane.
He's like, I'm feeling kind of down tonight. And then I like the tweet and I'm like, I hope that cheered him up. Nah, it's cool. Let's answer the question. KZ, you're a man of mystery. What's the type of fast food you prefer?
You know, Taco Bell's pretty good.
I do love living moss.
What do you get at Taco Bell, though?
I get a burrito.
Mm-hmm.
And
What kind of
if
burrito?
the fries aren't in, I'll just get it. All right. So now's the lore behind KZ with Taco Bell.
Hell yes.
One, I've said in the past that I don't like ground beef because as a child I had it and thought it didn't taste good.
Mm-hmm.
And my parents were like, "Oh, I guess you don't have to have any of it." And then now my mind is broken and it just doesn't agree with me.
Okay.
On the flip side, I tried Taco Bell with stuff on it, other ingredients, and I went, "This tastes awful." So I just go to Taco Bell and have burritos with beans in them, and that's it.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Though occasionally I'll get like steak and like potatoes or something in it, but I usually go incredibly boring with it.
Okay.
But it also makes it cheap, so it makes it feel like I'm maximizing profit.
Yes, that's very smart of you. Now let me open my mouth and come off as a fucking exorbitant dipshit. I get a cheesy gordita crunch with chicken instead of beef, grilled chicken, never shredded. That doesn't work there. Nacho fries supreme, shredded chicken, never grilled. That doesn't work there. Never, ever get the fucking beef. You get the crispy spicy potato taco. That thing's real cheap and it's real good. You can do the cheesy fiesta potatoes if you're not feeling up for a taco. You get that instead. You can also do what I like to do. It used to be cheaper back in the day, so I do it less now. Double-decker tacos supreme with chicken instead of beef. Real good. You know, adds the refried beans and the layer of the soft taco on top of the hard taco. Plus, you get the lettuce, sour cream, and tomatoes along with some chicken. Really good. You get one of those, it's actually pretty filling, but it's so close in price to the cheesy gordita crunch with chicken that I just get that instead now. Because they started charging way too fucking much for chicken.
Make sure everybody has to match this level of detail when they answer.
Yes, absolutely. And I feel like I'm leaving something behind. If I am just feeling, here's a hypothetical. This is usually the situation I'm in when I order this. This may exclusively be the zone emotionally and physically I'm in when I order this. If it's Sunday, everyone else
Bob is like, yeah, he lives this.
If it's Sunday and everyone else is at their job and I woke up really late in the day because I stayed up super late Saturday working on something and I feel like a trash human being who's fucking garbage, I will just order a fucking 4-piece of Cinnabons and eat it after eating what should be a whole fucking meal. And then I'm like, my blood hurts, but it's so nummy.
I like their empanadas.
Good lord.
I don't even know that I've tried their empanada.
It's all right.
Maybe I'll try it.
They gave me a free one once, and I took a bite, and I was like, "This is okay."
I took a bite and then threw it on the ground.
I was like, I already had a full meal. You just got it late. I don't need this, so I was just like, I'll taste it, and I threw away the rest.
Oh, yeah, I remember you telling me about that. You're like, I'm gonna be late for work, so this is how
Bob
this is
actively
going.
afraid of desserts.
I'll become Eric! Jesus Christ, Bob.
By the time he finishes the dessert, a Hawaiian shirt has materialized on his torso.
He's like, where are my pants? What are these? Someone's like,
where
sir,
did I get this Dave Matthews album?
sir, those are pants. And Bob's like, no, they aren't.
These weird woolly sweatpants. What is this?
What is this? Is Eric a werewolf? Is that what we're establishing here? Okay, Bob.
Are you Dan's brother?
Fuck off. Hey, Bob.
Hey, what's up?
Eric is not my brother, but also, what type of fast food do you prefer? Please be as fucking specific as I... Oh, I didn't even fucking mention the best thing. Okay, so I got into a thing at Whataburger a year ago, and Phil reminded me about it. I got into a thing at Whataburger a year ago, and Phil reminded me of it, where I'd get a Whataburger, but I would have them keep the lettuce off of it and have them put a fried fucking egg, because I always go in there during breakfast hours, and it is really fucking good. So that, or a honey butter chicken biscuit, or a breakfast on a bun sausage, not bacon. Okay, Bob. Now I want that level of detail from you.
The honey butter biscuit's pretty good.
The honey butter chicken biscuit is deadly.
They are.
I never get it though
dangerous.
because I never go there when it's available.
I'm only there when it's available.
Yeah, no, we get the access to the full menu when we go.
Yeah.
Because
We get to live.
That's because you go after midnight.
Right,
We
we're
get to
there
live
after-
Moss.
between the hours of midnight and 9 a.m.
Yep.
That is it.
And feels like I don't like to drive past 5 p.m. I take out my teeth.
Hey, Bob.
But yeah, I also eat Taco Bell a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I typically get the shredded chicken burrito. That thing's
Oh,
actually
yeah.
really
Yeah,
good.
that's
They have a special
popular with
sauce for
Tosh,
it.
too. Tosh likes that, too. Yeah.
It's a good one.
It's a good.
Other than that, I the fries are good, of course.
Uh-huh.
I don't have any super special orders because I don't trust Taco Bell. I used to like their Mexican pizza. That stopped a long time ago, though, so I haven't even eaten that in like probably 10 years.
Yeah, I ordered a Mexican pizza once in the last 8 years, and I was like, man, what a fucking pile of garbage.
Yeah. Sonic's is I don't like it for much, but their chili, if you get it ordered on top of a burger, is really good. Like, it's probably so much sodium you should die, but it's tasty. What other ones were there?
I really like the ocean water at Sonic.
Ocean water is the other thing that's from.
It's just a
from Sonic
fucking
again.
drink, but it's really good.
And their hot dogs are
Ocean
surprisingly
water's
solid.
delicious.
Yeah, ocean waters are delicious, and their chili dogs are great. Like, they do chili dog, they do like
The Chicago
the
dog,
Chicago dogs
which
and
we
stuff.
don't have any. We don't have real hot dogs places around here, so that's the closest I can get.
Yeah,
And it's
that's
sad.
that's gonna make Sonic Month even harder.
But yeah, that's my hot food takes. I don't.
His hot food takes. Casey, wait, I already did you. You lived Moss.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I will say I also really like Arby's. Pretty good.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
man.
Arby's is good, but we don't have one especially close to us, so we basically never get it. But for Arby's, beef and cheddar's all right, but the turkey Reuben is where it's at.
Yeah, the Reubens are really
Yeah.
good.
Also, I don't know
get
what the
I
fuck
get
is.
the French dip with bacon.
Oh yeah,
That's pretty good.
absolutely. Yeah.
There's also Crystals.
Crystals can be really good, but I ate at the one in Fort Walton last week, and it was trash. And I don't even know what went wrong.
That's so weird.
I haven't heard crystals in years. That's just
It's
White Castle
it's our
South
white.
edition,
Yeah, it's southern White Castle.
which White
Isn't it
Castle is probably
literally?
better.
Isn't
but
it
still.
literally a white crack castle?
Yeah, they literally are the same company now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they split up regions and they don't invade each other.
oh, it's Carl's Jr. and Hardee's. Then.
Exactly. It is exactly
I
that.
remember because we don't have a White Castle here.
Mm-hmm.
But my parents really liked it, so whenever we'd go visit my grandma in Missouri, they'd get White Castle. I wouldn't fucking eat that shit. I never liked White Castle. But I just remember when they had chicken rings,
What?
and
Okay.
Huh.
even as a child, that unsettled me.
We've never.
Especially because you could get ranch chicken rings, and they looked like powdered donuts.
We've
Whoa.
never had that here. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's like when I ran to a menu saying, "Do you want any steak fingers?"
Steak fingers are fine though. That's just a chicken fried steak cut into pieces.
That just sounds like a disorder for some reason. I don't know. It's like, sorry, man,
No, it's
you
just
have steak fingers.
Texas fast food.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, Crystal's actually has a maple bourbon shake right now, and that's pretty good. So feel. What's your?
So first, I have to. So here's the thing. I never got to order special things in my entire life because my dad refused to order them. So I was like, no. He's like, no, fucking order off the fucking menu. I'm not remembering, 5, 6 special orders. So nobody got special order privileges. That being said, the only fast food I regularly eat is Dairy Queen's 6-piece chicken strip basket. Because it comes with really good gravy, and their chicken tenders are really have a good breading to meat ratio.
Yeah,
They used to be really good around here,
and now they suck
it.
dick. It's the worst.
So
And their fries are all right, but
Yeah.
they're elevated by
They're
gravy.
they're
as
all right, but
everything
yeah,
is.
the gravy elevates things. Bob.
So that's the big thing I get. Sometimes I go to Whataburger and get the patty melt with fries and spicy ketchup.
Hell
That's
yeah.
also good.
Yeah.
Not a fan of the mushroom Swiss.
I'm not big on mushrooms.
Whoa.
Not Dan.
That's a controversial statement around these parts, partner.
It's a textural thing. They taste fine, but it's a textural thing.
Yeah, I get it. Bob, we didn't bring up Chick-fil-A.
we did not.
Chick-fil-A. There you go, done.
Chick-fil-A is pretty amazing.
The breakfast sandwich, the bagel, good. You just fucking stick a nice multigrain bagel around that fucking delicious chicken patty.
Oh, God.
It's good.
Those chicken rings.
Yeah, I posted the chicken rings.
Wait, what? He posted chicken rings in the, oh my God.
They're so thick.
Yeah, you're
Wow.
right. It is like a fucking donut. What the shit?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
GigaBoots Eats road trip. Here we go.
I think there was actually a video of Angry Joe eating chicken rings, these exact chicken rings from when they filmed Suburban Nights.
Oh no.
No,
I mean-
no, we're getting trapped. You're trapping us in a weird clown dimension again.
To be fair, those 20 chicken rings cost less than $8.
You're right.
What size are these things?
I hope they're tiny.
They better be tiny. Like, are those chicken nuggets with holes punched in the middle?
I don't know. I don't think they're that small. We should move on, though. Follow the Damn Train sent in, hey, think dimension of a size with no intrinsic merit? Say CJ here. What is the best scene you can think of in the worst game? I.e., which he means E.g., this game is awful, but this scene is pure Kino. Loving the podcast so far. Thanks for emailing us, CJ. Now, The Bouncer isn't a bad game.
I just immediately got one in my head, so I'm
Okay,
happy.
you go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Nano Breakers.
Oh my God.
There's a scene in there
Oh my God.
where the main characters are all in a car
They're
driving
in
down
a
a road.
fucking Jeep.
I think it's like a Cadillac. If
Oh,
I
wait,
remember
yeah,
right.
you're right.
Yeah, it's
It's a
like a Cadillac.
Okay.
In what?
In Nano Breakers.
Nano Breakers is a game made by Koji Igarashi. It's an action game for the PS2 where nano machines are in the enemy's blood, so when you stab them, it sprays blood everywhere. And that's why it's called Nano Breakers, because you're breaking the nano machines.
Yes.
But Bob, continue with this scene about the entire cast, the entire main cast in a Cadillac.
In a Cadillac, driving down a bridge. The brake gets chopped in half,
Yep.
and they yell, "It looks like we're gonna have to jump!" As they fly over the bridge, like it's been chopped in half, and make it or land the jump.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing.
It's that strong bad joke, but it's real. Well, good job, Bob. You killed our podcast co-hosts.
They're trying to look it up
Okay.
now. They don't believe me.
No, you gave me an epiphany about mine.
That just made me remember I need to go play Nano Breaker because it's on the shelf behind me.
It's bad, but
It is really bad.
No, I was Kino. I played it a little bit.
Bob's beating it. Every cutscene in Mr. Bones, because that is the worst game, and every cutscene is a fucking treasure.
It can't be bad. It's called Mr. Bones. I've seen that box art.
Mr. Bones is a Sega Saturn game where a jazz musician skeleton, voiced by, I believe he was a black preacher, comes back to life and has to fight evil necromancers. And he does this via playing guitar and drums. And every cutscene's a night, a fantastic treat, and every gameplay segment is a fucking nightmare. I can't wait to cover that on one of our game roulettes in the distant future. KZ, you go next.
All right, so I don't know if anyone's played the classic game from, I believe, Namco, Dead to Rights.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
Which one? That the original or the remake of it that came out like 5 years later?
Yeah, I'm talking about the original game. There's a sequence toward the end where you have to get on an airplane to fight I believe, terrorist who regains health by drinking alcohol. But on the way to getting to him, you're on this motorcycle. The plane's about to take off on the runway. It takes off. Your main character, Jack Slate, does a jump. His motorcycle explodes, and then he just does a Superman dive toward the airplane, shooting, and he is able to propel himself for like 15 seconds. And somehow would make him faster than the plane. And he gets inside, and if you watch that cutscene, it's so bad, but is the greatest thing ever. That, and also just anytime he speaks in the game, where he'll do a takedown where he breaks half the bones in your body and goes, better take that up with City Hall.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I forgot about that line.
This game is so fucking awful good.
So I actually saw that game way back in the day on G4 TV on their show Cinematech, and the clip they showed,
oh yeah,
the dude said it 3 fucking times. So it's like 2 in the morning, and I'm half out of it, and this game just keeps looping. You better take that up with City Hall. And I'm like, what is
it's really good. I played that when it was new, and I was like, this is amazing. Like this amazing hardcore game.
This is one of the best games ever. Mr. Feel?
So I'm one of the few human beings who willingly played Ride to Hell Retribution.
Oh no.
Because the Giant Bomb Quick Look came out, and I was like, I have to play this. This seems fucking incredible. And there's a lot of good choices from that game, like the scene where you drown a man in holy water, but they didn't program in a fail state for the QTEs because that would be too hard. So if you don't press the button to continue drowning him, the protagonist just holds his face under the water that bubbles and everything else freezes until you hit that key.
That's pretty
but
good.
I think the peak would have to be the completely inexplicable climax where the protagonist is chasing the final boss and has his girlfriend, the girlfriend character, behind him on the bike, and he says, take the wheel, and then leaps off his motorcycle onto the front of the villain's motorcycle and really flaccidly gouges his eyes out with his thumbs. And then, like, leaps off and gently rolls to safety as the villain flies off a cliff.
Okay. I think I have one more.
Okay.
It's from one of the first videos on GigaBoots. The game's called Hysteria Project. It is a first-person Dragon's Lair style game where you're trapped in a forest with some sort of supernatural monster killer thing. You can't figure out exactly what it is. It doesn't speak in words. So you're trying to escape. So at the beginning of the game, you need to unbind yourself from some ropes. You need to stumble out of the cabin, and then it gives you, like, oh, you can push this way to go this way or that way to go that way. This is all live action, by the way. Live action, point of view, Dragon's Lair style game. Now, there's a part where you stumble your way through the forest, and you come across wires strung across these trees, hooked up to devices. and you need to push the buttons in time to carefully avoid touching the wires. Guys, if you don't push the button or you push the wrong button, it then cuts to a cutscene. Keep in mind, this is a point of view shot, and I need you to understand how slow and deliberate the motion is. And how calm this is. Your character's arm reaches out, you intentionally push down the wire, and then a giant explosion happens. And the camera doesn't move at all. It just goes, and then it pops up with text that says, "You died."
That's incredible. I have a serious answer though, because mine original was kind of memey. The Evil Within, terrible game. Not very good at all.
Mm-hmm.
Good sequel, but a bad game. But there's just one shot where Stefan Popolopoulos,
The Kusma Lagoop.
he falls down a fucking hole, or he gets sucked down and falls. So he's falling is the point.
Uh-huh.
But it does a really cool perspective shift to a hallway, and then he's like falling down the hallway, like down the hall, and then like gravity shifts and he hits the ground and starts rolling.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the one memorable thing in that entire game.
Yeah, a lot of games really do have that moment where everything's forgettable except for the one really, really, really neat scene. For example, Uncharted 3. There's that part where the back of the airplane opens and everything starts tumbling out.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
Don't
the
make
boat.
me think about that game.
I don't.
I like the when they're escaping the burning mansion in Uncharted 3.
Yeah, that's actually way better than the plane scene I just said.
Yeah. I
the-
actually liked that a lot more.
the-
I ended up playing all 3 in one go because
Yeah.
when I got the PS3, I'm like, well, everyone talks about these, and I ended up liking. I think I liked 3 the most.
Huh.
I was
Okay.
one of those.
Yeah. I could never force myself to beat 1 or 3. 1 is pretty joyless to fully beat, and it has that problem where it will infinitely spawn enemies until you walk your character across an invisible check line.
Fuck that.
Yeah, it's Uncharted.
Fucking worst.
Uncharted 1 was described by everyone at Naughty Dog as performing brain surgery with a chainsaw because the engine it's built on, they're originally designing to be something licensable to all the third parties who are having difficulties getting a PS3 game working at all. Like Sony tasked Naughty Dog with making a general purpose engine. So they kept making it more and more general purpose, and then they're like, okay, time to make this amazing AAA experience. Oh fuck. This isn't designed to do one thing well. It's designed to do a bunch of fucking shit. Yeah. Does anyone have anything else before we move on?
No, but after we record this, I'm gonna make you watch this Dead to Rights cutscene because I'm losing my fucking mind because I found it again.
Okay, well, I'm gonna make you watch that fucking death animation from Hysteria Project because it is unfucking real.
No, I was dying over here remembering that.
We're gonna have to make a room after this.
If you would like to send in questions to the Big Think Mailbag, send your questions to btd@gigaboots.com. That's btd@gigaboots.com, standing for Big Think Dimension, which used to be the thing that this... Don't worry about it. BTD. Okay, Bob.
What's up?
We're doing it.
What am I supposed to say at the beginning of this? Like the
You're supposed to say that this is the GigaBoots executive producers. So you're supposed to thank them.
this month's GigaBoots executive producers for February 2019 are Vincent Poverk, Nicholas Cameron, E. Lee Broyles, Brendan O'Sullivan, Star Falcon,
Even if you say it right now, it's that one.
Spaceman Spiff, Prince Van Space, Danny Richardson, Dryzart, Wardonis, Shadow in the Darkness. Oh, and Shadow in the Darkness. Thanks to our executive producers. And also these guys. Oh man, where'd they go? They're so quick. You think they'll be back?
No. Tell them they can go to patreon.com/gigaboots today.
Go to gigaboots.com and become a patron. Yeah, you can go to GigaBoots. You can go to patreon.com and become a patron of GigaBoots.
We're letting you do that. You're welcome.
It was great. It would be great. Thank you for doing it. I'm sure you've already done it.